there is a girl. Um, I mean, like Herald talks about how Adam and Eve, uh, it almost looks like we live in different zone. Okay, Adam and Eve is our fantasy zone. If you think of it that way, I mean that's the way my mind can comprehend this facet of whatever's happening. So serpent is like catfish. Okay, so it's actually not an entirety, but it programs Eve so it can catfish Adam's attention. So Adam has a first wife. Her name is Lalita, and he sends her away to forest because he's so bored with her. So he's pursuing a relationship with Eve. Okay, and that's how like the serpent manipulates and it makes him eat the apple. This is from the Christian version, right? Then I was listening to Osho, OSHO, his teaching. He was saying when you put prohibition in, people tend to do it. So he says when you say do not do drugs, they were going to do it. And he says they had a temple, they had a big wall, and he told that guy who owned the temple, right, do not urinate. So he says the guy a few days later came and complained to his dad, your son is dangerous. And the dad asked why. He says, since he put up that sign, everybody's queuing up. They're making a line. So then this boy goes, Osha, when he was younger, goes and asks the people, and they say the minute they read the sign, that's when the thinking came to them. Oh, I can urinate here. Until that, so what he says is by saying, do not eat that apple, he says Adam would have never fallen the tree because it was a huge forest. Right. Because there was a prohibition, he chose to eat apple. So this is one segment, this is saying, right? Yesterday, so this is what synchronicity is, which I find it fascinating. That's why I was telling about today being the 11th day. Today is very significant for me. And I was reading about what is significance, because each Ekadasi has a significance in India. And they will tell you exactly why it's done. Looks like in the Indian version, it's called Varaha Purana. Varaha means boar. Okay, the Varaha is the form God took to preserve the earth. Okay, so you could see Gandhara is another dimension. In earth dimension, the boar, in the boar history, he is reciting, God is reciting the rules for the world. And he says, he follows up what happened after Adam. So he says Adam and Eve were a couple, or not Eve. So he calls Adam as Lalit, L-A-L-I-T, and his wife is Lalita. So the girl has the A at the end, and the boy has the name. Because of the similarity, it was very interesting. And he was tempted by a serpent. Same story continues, okay, in this. That was the synchronous part for me. So he says the girl was he went and apparently ate the apple, and the Eve doesn't even come into picture there. And so the minute he ate the apple, he became demon-like, because the serpent curses him. Now that you didn't obey the God's word, you're going to be cursed. And because of that, he became demonic. And his wife is very actually she wants him to get better. It almost looks like, how when you're unfaithful, right, you're cruel to your wife. That's the way I could relate to it. You kind of are so disrespectful inside, your inner space is inferior, so you're not going to portray a nicer image to your wife, right? So their relationship is ruined. So she tries to rectify it by observing a fast today, and she tells the God that whatever essence of that fruit of my fasting, give it to my husband. So the demarcation happens here, according to the Puranas, the demarcation between what is lust, what is love. Lust is about conditional love. I love you provided you love me back. That's the space he was holding, the husband. Whereas the wife goes beyond the day, and she lets not that situation control her. She says, I love you no matter how you treat me. So when she does this, he gets healed. So I could see, like, three different ways the same story is said, and I didn't connect Adam and Lalit until I came across Harold Kurtz's video about Adam sending away his wife to the forest, and Eve was a concept. But that is his version. Then, since then, I also read this story, and I'm saying what he says is partly correct, but she goes to the forest not because he sent her away. She goes because she meets a saint there, and she says, please teach me a way. There should be a way to overcome this curse. And she says, can you help me? And the saint says, you can do this repentance, not expecting him to be part of the game, but by allowing whatever fruit of that learning you pass it on to him, you will heal the situation. So it kind of makes sense, like in recovery too, right? Like people err, but like then the people who are in home reel them back, and then the situation also gets rectified. So like in many places it fell into place. So consciously doing the penance, or like a meditative state today, like how I said, take a deep breath whenever thought or think. The only thing is to disconnect from feeling, disconnect from thinking. That's all. And to just be grounded and be oriented just on fact. Whatever happens, do the best you could and move on. Give your best today, and you would be acing this full moon. Does it make sense?